Hey everyone, this is TJ with Totally Pointless. I wanted to jump on real quick because I was scrolling and came across this fascinating, well, a little bit eerie video from 2022 about something called the Catastrophic Contagion, the 2025 pandemic simulation. Now, this was a global exercise involving the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the World Health Organization, and others simulating a pandemic. It was originating in Brazil with a severe enterovirus. But what really caught my attention is how these kinds of simulations have seemingly foreshadowed real world events before. It also made me think back to when Dr. Fauci told Trump during his presidency that there would be a global pandemic while he was in office. Well, guys, here we are with this video predicting something big in 2025. Just weird because like I said, it did come out in 2022. Now, if you're anything like me and you have your doubts about all of this, give it a peek and tell me what you think, okay?
Catastrophic Contagion, a global challenge. Breaking news.
Two Latin American countries alerted the WHO of several outbreaks of a new infectious disease that's mysteriously appearing across the region. Severe Epidemic Enterovirus Respiratory Syndrome 2025.
Oh, so that's the name, guys. Just write this down. That'll be the name of it, okay? It's going to be SEERS. It's going to be called the Severe Epidemic Enterovirus Respiratory Syndrome, and 2025 is when we'll see it, okay? Now, it says at the bottom this is a fictional scenario, but come on.
Over the past 6 weeks alone, there have been 500 confirmed or suspected cases reported. The virus could cause a severe pandemic if early containment and mitigation efforts are not successful.
The pandemic in this type of situation and trend would be a risk for the global health security.
Pandemics are inherently political, financial, and so much broader.
We have not spoken on the leadership in country. And I think that we need to be also very careful. We cannot decide a lot of things without the leaders be involved and agree on that.
Oh, really? That's an interesting point that she's making. Oh, instead of unelected globalists making decisions, she's saying, wait a minute, we need to have our leaders involved in this discussion.
Wait, so the white guy was the dissenter, like
right.
the one we're supposed to say, oh, yeah, he's a naysayer. We don't agree with him. And
right.
She shuts him down.
She shuts him down.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, go ahead.
There is no substitute for national leadership.
It's important to support the local response or the national response.
Training those that are in these areas first, enabling them with the tools, protecting them, and if needs be, regional solidarity first.
At this stage, communication is key, and communication should include not just scientists with data, but also social, religious, and political leaders.
Trust. This is an essential issue, and trust was broken among countries, between populations and healthcare systems, between healthcare systems and governments.
I'm very sorry to say that in 2025, we need to strengthen the health system.
WHO needs to be a voice for the voiceless.
No one is safe until all of us are safe.
As of today, there have been an estimated 1 billion cases worldwide, with more than 20 million deaths, including nearly 15 million children. Countless millions are alive, but left with paralysis or brain damage.
Oh, okay. So that's how it'll... So, I'm sorry. You hear those numbers? 1 billion people, okay? Millions of children, and then those who are left will have brain damage and paralysis. So that's what we'll have. That's how this is going to unfold.
The most successful countries are those which invested in preparedness and trained for this moment years in advance. This included having full-time pandemic preparedness and response teams, which conducted detailed operational planning and routinely tested those plans through exercises and drills.
Okay. I should also point out, I didn't recognize her at first. This is Jean Reserve. She used to be a CNN anchor. She used to be a CNN reporter.
Did she?
Yeah. So now, I mean, just goes to show you like the cozy. I didn't recognize her at first. Her hair is, she's older, gray, and I didn't recognize her. But she was a CNN anchor reporter. And this goes to show you the coziness between the mainstream media and the likes of like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the World Health Organization to add credibility to a message that they're trying to get out. Right?
Yes, but we are. Yeah. Mrs. Mom in the chat is saying, do you see that they're saying targeting kids? Because that was the piece that I feel like that was missing from COVID, is that we realized that it was not particularly terrible on children. And so this is what it's like trying to show us that would be different. Because if we got another COVID related disease, we might not all mobilize the same way we did the first time.
Right.
But if it's going to hit our kids. You don't just live with long COVID, you live brain dead.
Well, that's the polio thing that Philip's talking about, right?
Right.
I was going to say, I wonder if that's why they chose an enterovirus, because they wanted to. It just wasn't scary enough. It's not scary unless it involves children.
Right. And then you make
that's why they
a
went
polio vaccine, to your point earlier, as part of a routine, like.
Well, it is.
Now, polio is now part of your routine shots. What I'm saying is whatever new thing that they create would become part of your new inoculation schedule for children.
Yes.
So this 2007, they had a lockdown in place, we learned this week. Do some good digging here. We learned this morning, thanks to some good reporting by Will Jones, that the U.S. government had a plan in place for lockdown since 2007. To lock down and wait for a vaccine again. Since 2007. It's a pandemic plan produced by the National Infrastructure Advisory Council. It was hosted on the CISA website. It lays out banning any large number of gatherings, definitely closing schools, non-essential businesses, institute work-from-home policies, and quarantine exposed and not sick individuals. Quarantine those people too. The aim is simple and clear: to slow the spread and wait for the vaccine. And here's a quote from the plan. During a pandemic, the goal will be to slow the virus's transmission. Delaying the spread of the virus will provide more time for vaccine development while reducing the stress on an already burdened healthcare system. So that was in place. That's been in place. Thanks to Will Jones for uncovering that. So there you go. That's get ready, 2025 Brazil, and mark your calendars now. Make sure you plan your vacations accordingly.
Okay, so that I found very interesting. But then I decided to do a quick Google search about COVID right now. And I actually came across a couple of things that really made me pause. There's currently an outbreak happening in China, and there's another one being reported in Congo. Are they related? I don't know for sure. But if your head goes to the same place as mine, it definitely raises some questions. What's especially strange is how this all lines up with the predictions in the Catastrophic Contagion simulation. Now, is this just coincidence, or are we seeing early signs of something bigger? Either way, it's worth keeping an eye on. Take a peek at what's happening right now. All right, I'm going to show this to you right now.
Virus and human metapneumovirus are on the rise in China. According to reports, the country is experiencing a new wave of respiratory infectious diseases during the winter season. According to global media reports, the country is experiencing a new wave of respiratory diseases where recent detections show an increasing trend of human metapneumovirus cases, particularly among individuals under 14 years. Human metapneumovirus (HMPV) is a respiratory virus which was first identified in 2001. It spreads moderately easily and mainly through respiratory droplets when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks.
All right, well, that's it for today. But what do you all think? Is this just a series of coincidences, or is there something more going on here? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment and let me know what's on your mind, okay? Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this interesting, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content like this. I appreciate you all, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.